Now that you have raised your standards, dropped your tolerances, and figured out how to say no in your life, what you need to do next is very simple. You need to understand what your zone of genius is, or what your zone of excellence is. And let me slow down a little bit and tell you what this is, what it is for me, and what it might be for you. You see, every single one of us has things we're terrible at, and then a wide range of things we're pretty good at. And then usually at the top of that range, there are some things which we excel at, which we are phenomenal at, and which with a little bit of practice and focus and education, we can become truly world class at. Now, if you have a big purpose in life and you want to create an incredible life, I highly recommend that you start to figure out how do you spend more of your time, more of your energy and focus living and breathing in this zone of genius, this area where you are world class at what you do. Now for me, I'm terrible at things like fixing cars and mechanical stuff. I'm terrible at it. Now I can figure it out, but it takes me so much effort, and I literally can lose my confidence doing things like that. And then there's a wide swathe of things. Let's talk about business, organizing events, doing logistics, putting together detailed information. Those things I am okay at. In fact, like a lot of high performers, and if you're a high performer, you're going to really vibrate with this. Those things in that middle range, I'm actually better at than the majority of people. But still, when I'm in them, when I'm doing them, I'm not feeling focused. I'm not feeling energized. And so what you have to do is you have to take this whole area and recognize that even if there are other people that don't do it quite as well as you maybe could, or they don't care quite as much about high results in that area, it may still be worthwhile for you to outsource that work to other people. Not because they're better, not because you're worse, but because when you're living in that space, you're not living in your zone of genius. You see, when you live in this zone of genius and that's where you operate, for me, that's coaching people, that's doing live events, that's getting on stage or speaking or doing podcast interviews. Those things, not only am I good at them, but when I'm doing them, I am engaged. It's firing me up across the board. I'm excited. I get off and I just feel phenomenal. And I want to go do it again. And I want to do it again. And I don't get tired. Some of those things, when I'm in my zone of genius, and you can probably relate to this, I could do them all day and all the next day and all the next day. People see me do a 3, sometimes 4-day event, and we run 12 hours a day plus planning activities on either side. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of energy, and by the end of it, I'm not even tired. I'm so fired up because I'm in my zone. So what does this mean for you? You really have to brutally look at your life and figure out what is it that you could be world class at, what is it you are world class at, what is it you want to be, and figure out how to spend more time there. And if that means that other things have to come off your plate, I highly recommend you to figure out how can you move that to other people. I mean, for me, it's not just about hiring a team, it's not just about hiring experts. My wife is an incredible organizer. She complements me phenomenally. So she's able to take care of a lot of organizing dates and event locations, things like that. But I figured out how to get that off my plate because when I'm doing that, I'm not in my power. So you must learn how to be in your zone, how to hire a team, and then let's talk more about this because I find this such a cool concept. This is so powerful. I want you to apply this. Like I said, when you're in that zone, you're engaged and energized. You feel great. So what I want you to do is look at your life, or even use the quadrants if that appeals to you, and look at what is it in your life. People, places, activities, locations, what are you doing? What are the things that help you to feel energized, alive, on fire, more enthused? What are the things that move you there? And then you also need to figure out what are the things that you're doing right now in your life, the people, places, locations, activities that you're good at. But when you do them, you feel low, you feel less enthusiastic. These are things essentially that eat your positive energy. you must find a way to get to a place where you can figure out how to get them off your plate. Because the more time you spend doing these things that don't fire you up, the more you are literally shrinking your capacity for results. You are robbing the world of what you could otherwise be doing, and you are most likely also impacting your income. So go away, do that activity. Figure out what is it in your life that energizes and engages you. What is it in your life that steals your energy, that breaks you down, that makes you low? And figure out what you can do next to move that ratio around. Come back in the next video. We'll discuss some more.